Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope this video reaches you all well. I know that I've been sending out some other resources for you all to be doing as a family. I hope that you guys find this to be a helpful idea as well. This is something that I did personally myself this morning because I felt like it was going to be a good exercise, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to share it with you all as an encouraging exercise, an opportunity. So recently, just through the ups and downs of life, we all have different things that we experience or go through, difficulties that we might be facing, seasons of ups, seasons of downs. And I think recently that one of the things I've been trying to think through and focus on is, okay, I felt recently like I've been far from God in some ways. I've been struggling in some ways, different sins that we all face, different hills that we have to climb, different struggles that we're trying to overcome. And so I want to think through, okay, how can I re-center back on Christ, remember the promises that he's made to me, while also recognizing that the struggles that I'm facing are the same things that everyone faces. They're not unique to me, but they're the same things that we all face as Christians. And how can I turn that into recognizing the promises of God? So what I did is I printed out on 4 sheets of paper, Lamentations chapter 3. And if you have the time, I'd encourage you to do this, whether individually or with your family. I thought it was a helpful exercise. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the first 20 verses and go through those. And every time the author talks about something that you feel like you are struggling with or facing, make a note of it. Write it down. Talk about how you're feeling, how you relate to that. For example, when I was reading through it, I'll show you right here. When I was reading through it, I got to verse 2, right? It says, "He has driven and brought me into darkness without any light." And I put next to that, in many respects, I feel very in the dark. I feel like I'm tripping and stumbling with lack of direction. Now, this obviously doesn't apply to every area of my life, but in some areas, it feels like I don't know exactly where I'm going or what I'm doing. And so I was able to relate with the author in that sense. And so I made a note of that for myself to be able to process and think through. Another one was that verse 8, it says, "Though I call and cry for help, he shuts out my prayer." It's just a reminder that sometimes I feel unheard. I lift up prayers to God and I feel like he doesn't hear me. And so the first 20 verses I went through, and again, I just made notes right on the margins of things that I related to, that were applicable to me, that I felt, that I resonated with. Then you get to verse 21, and without spoiling too much of it, then you get to verse 21, and that's where you see the promises of God begin to come out. The promises of God begin to be spoken of by the author and fulfilled, and you find hope in those. In fact, hope is a key word that's used in those verses that follow. I noted 3 times. There might even be more than that. But you find hope following verses 1 through 20, which kind of we're talking about despair, down, struggles, right? And then verse 21, you come and you get a good picture of the hope that you find in God and the mercies that he extends to you and the never-ending love that he has towards you. And it's just a great, what's the right word? Contrast that you receive as a result of that. So this was a super helpful exercise for me. Like I said, first 20 verses, walk through, note things that are struggles for you that you might be that are difficult, and then you get to the next page and then hopefully you see the promises filled out there. And then I continued on, and there's some things that I noted on page 3 and whatever it may be. But hopefully that'd be a cool exercise for you all to do as your family. I'd love to hear what you guys come up with. Students, if you have anything that you'd like to talk about, please reach out to me and let me know. But hopefully this is a good exercise for you all, and you can have a fun time with it. All right, have a good Tuesday. Bye.